This is Father Pellegrino Ernetti, a Benedictine monk, an exorcist, and a scholar of Gregorian chants. But according to legend, he was also something far more extraordinary, a man who claimed to have built a machine that could view the past, a device that allegedly exposed a pre-flood war between powerful civilizations and the shocking truth about humanity's forgotten history. Born in 1925, Pellegrino Ernetti joined the Benedictine Abbey of San Giorgio Maggiore in Venice, Italy, at the age of 16. Ernetti excelled in his education, particularly in archaic music. Ernetti was also a renowned exorcist, one of the most active in all of Italy. Over the years, he claimed to have driven thousands of demons from the possessed. In 1952, while working with physicist Father Agostino Gemelli in Milan's electroacoustics laboratory, Ernetti claimed to have witnessed something extraordinary. During a routine recording session of Gregorian chants, the tape recorder malfunctioned. Frustrated, Father Gemelli raised his voice to the heavens and called upon his deceased father for help. What happened next defied explanation. The recorder suddenly crackled to life, and a voice emerged from the static.
Of course I will help you. I'm always with you.
It was the voice of Father Gemelli's deceased father, unmistakable, familiar, and impossible to explain. The two priests brought their discovery directly to Pope Pius XII, who reportedly told them not to fear. The Pope allegedly described this mysterious voice as scientific confirmation of the hereafter, a revelation that consciousness extended beyond death. But Ernetti believed they had tapped into something far more profound, a window through time itself. Driven by his obsession, Ernetti claimed to have joined forces with a team of scientists, including Enrico Fermi, creator of the first nuclear reactor, and Wernher von Braun, the infamous Nazi rocket scientist turned NASA pioneer. Together, they allegedly constructed a device called the chronovisor, a machine that could tune into the vibrations of past events, much like a radio picking up distant broadcasts. According to Ernetti, the chronovisor didn't travel through time. Instead, it viewed time like a cosmic TV screen, displaying events from any point in history. Ernetti claimed they had used the chronovisor to witness a speech by Napoleon Bonaparte, a bustling Roman marketplace from the 2nd century, and the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. There are also accounts suggesting Ernetti claimed to have witnessed, through the chronovisor, a cataclysmic war between godlike beings in humanity's distant past, possibly the Anunnaki of Sumerian legend. Ernetti claims that the Vatican actively suppressed this discovery, fearing it would undermine the Church's authority by revealing humanity's forgotten origins. Some believe the chronovisor was quietly confiscated by the Vatican, locked away alongside other controversial documents. Father Ernetti himself claimed that the chronovisor had been dismantled and hidden for the good of humanity, implying that knowledge of its existence was too dangerous to reveal. By 1972, Ernetti's story began to unravel when he presented a supposed photograph of Christ, captured by the chronovisor. The image was soon exposed as a hoax, a reversed image of a sculpture housed in an Italian church. Ernetti also claimed to have transcribed parts of the lost Greek tragedy Thyestes using the chronovisor, only for linguistic scholars to expose errors inconsistent with the ancient text. But despite mounting skepticism, Ernetti never fully abandoned his claims. On his deathbed in 1994, Ernetti reportedly admitted that parts of his chronovisor story were fabricated. Yet strangely, he maintained that the device itself was real, and that it was still hidden, buried somewhere in the Vatican archives. Behind the walls of Vatican City and locked away within the secret archives lie secrets darker and stranger than most dare to imagine. For decades, the Vatican's chief exorcist, Father Gabriele Amorth quietly battled evil, performing over 160,000 exorcisms. The practice of exorcism, far from medieval myth, remains alive within Vatican walls, so much so that annual workshops still draw priests from around the globe. Yet the Vatican's shadows run deeper. After World War II, as justice closed in on Nazi criminals, the Vatican became their secret escape route. Thousands fled to South America with travel documents quietly facilitated by the Church, allegedly to revive European Christianity against the growing influence of the Soviet Union. Historians point to Vatican complicity, though the Church refuses comment. Even darker is the revelation that the Vatican profited directly from Nazi crimes. Gerald Posner, an American journalist, exposed how Bernardino Nogara, a Vatican financial advisor and alleged Nazi spy, helped funnel assets stolen from Jewish families during the Holocaust. By investing in Italian insurance firms that refused payouts on life insurance policies belonging to murdered Jews, the Vatican made fortunes from tragedy, funds it never had to return. Then there's the Vatican Bank, or the Institute for the Works of Religion, entangled in scandal after scandal. During Hitler's regime, the Church accepted substantial yearly payments, hidden billions whose records remain undisclosed, shielded from public view. In 2012, the Vatican faced another scandal known as VatiLeaks, when Pope Benedict XVI's personal documents were leaked by his own butler. These papers revealed deep corruption and blackmail involving bishops breaking their vows, leading Benedict XVI to resign abruptly. Beyond financial secrecy, the Vatican's Apostolic Penitentiary Tribunal, established in 1179 but hidden until 2009, judges sins so grave only the Pope can offer absolution, attempting papal assassination or priests revealing confessional secrets. This tribunal, shrouded in secrecy, holds absolute authority over spiritual justice. Historically, the Vatican even once placed the dead on trial. In 897 AD, Pope Formosus was exhumed, dressed in papal robes, and judged posthumously by his successor, Pope Stephen VI. Found guilty, Formosus's body was desecrated, mutilated, and cast into the Tiber, a stark warning from a ruthless institution. Yet even stranger tales emerge from within the Vatican archives. Sealed vaults rumored to hide truths the Church would rather forget. Some believe the archives contain documents suggesting Jesus Christ himself never existed, citing letters between Emperor Nero and St. Paul. Whispers persist that hidden among Vatican treasures are extraterrestrial remains, evidence of alien life, or even secret alliances between popes and other worldly beings, plotting humanity's future. Then, there's the third secret of Fatima. In 1917, 3 Portuguese children received prophecies reportedly detailing a nuclear apocalypse or global disasters. Despite releasing a version in 2000, many insist the Vatican still withholds its most terrifying predictions. Even more bizarre are persistent claims that the Vatican houses the world's largest collection of pornography, supported not just by conspiracy theorists, but by scholarly sources such as Camilla Paglia and William F. Buckley, Jr. And finally, the darkest theory of all, that behind the Vatican's power and secrecy lies an ancient influence, the Illuminati. Though officially dissolved centuries ago, many believe the Illuminati quietly rebuilt themselves, embedding their members into powerful roles worldwide, including within Vatican walls. If even some of these secrets are true, what else lies locked within the Vatican's vaults, waiting to be uncovered? The Roman Empire never truly fell. It merely reinvented itself. Rising from the ashes of Rome came the Catholic Church, wearing new robes, speaking in softer voices, but driven by the same eternal pursuit: power, control, and authority over knowledge itself. In their hands, history wasn't just preserved, it was weaponized. The Vatican archives stretch for miles beneath the streets of Rome, holding untold secrets, not merely religious texts, but documents hinting at advanced civilizations, forgotten technologies, and perhaps even interactions with beings not of this earth. But these documents aren't simply archived, they're suppressed, guarded, hidden from public view. Because knowledge is power, and controlling the narrative means controlling the world. The Catholic Church, in many ways, is the ghost of Rome, a rebooted empire still grasping at dominion. It should come as no surprise, then, that they've collected the scattered wisdom of the ages and locked it away, where it remains to this day, beyond reach. But the story doesn't end there. It begins with us. We have glimpsed through the keyhole into rooms forbidden, peered behind veils deliberately placed. What truths await discovery if those vaults were ever opened? How different would our world look if the real history, the complete story, were finally revealed? Because in the end, history is not just about what we've been told, it's also about what's been hidden, and uncovering these secrets may be the key to reclaiming our past, and perhaps even rewriting our future.
Before the first temple was raised, before the first king took his throne, before even the first word was written, the stars were already watching. A hunter in the sky, standing across time itself. The first great civilizations looked up and saw him, not as a collection of stars, but as something more. A guide, a ruler, a god. The Sumerians called him Uru-Ana, the light of heaven. To the Egyptians, he was the soul of Osiris, the god of resurrection. In Greece, he was a giant, a hunter, a warrior. In the far north, a traveler between worlds. Across the Americas, the fire of creation itself. Everywhere, Orion was known, and everywhere, he was revered. Why? Why does this one constellation appear in the myths of cultures that never met? Why is it encoded in the layout of pyramids, temples, and sacred structures across the world? What does Orion really represent? And why does its true significance seem forgotten? Perhaps Orion is more than a pattern of stars. Perhaps it is a key, a signpost left by those who came before us. Some say it's a coincidence. Others say it's something more, a message waiting to be read. If Orion holds a secret, then it has been hidden for a reason. And to find the truth, we must go back to the beginning. Some of the oldest stories ever written were carved into clay tablets in the land of Sumer, now modern-day Iraq, a place where kings were chosen by the gods, and the gods themselves descended from the stars. Among those stars, one constellation stood apart. The Sumerians called it Uru-Ana, the light of heaven. To them, Orion was a sign of kingship, a marker of divine power, and a celestial throne. In Sumerian tradition, the stars were not distant burning suns. They were realms, domains of divine power, and among them, Orion was the seat of something greater. The name Uru-Ana, literally heavenly light, suggests something beyond a mere pattern in the sky. In some interpretations, it was the throne of Anu, the ruler of the heavens himself. In others, a celestial gate, a place where the divine and mortal worlds touched. This is no small thing. In Sumerian belief, the cosmos was a tiered structure. Heaven above, the earth in the middle, the underworld below. The gods ruled from above, and Orion, Uru-Ana, was a direct link to their domain. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the world's oldest recorded stories, tells of a great king, part god, part man, who seeks to break free from the limits of mortality. Along his journey, he faces one of the most famous battles in ancient mythology, the slaying of the Bull of Heaven. The bull, called Gugalana, was sent by the gods to punish Gilgamesh. But rather than bow before divine will, he fights back. He slays the beast, defying the heavens themselves. In the night sky, this battle is reflected perfectly. Orion, the hunter, locked in eternal struggle with Taurus, the bull. Is this coincidence? Or were the Sumerians mapping their myths onto the stars, or something else entirely? Gilgamesh was said to be 2/3 divine, descended from the gods who came from above. Some say this was metaphor. Others believe it was a literal truth, that the ruling class of Sumer traced their lineage to beings who arrived from the heavens.